Hi. Uh, you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you. Hi.
Hi. Okay, let's go to the already shared. To play from the beginning. Yeah. So this is Montal Rasul. Today our training will be about monitoring and evaluation, accountability, and learning. We will walk you step by step. For this training, we will start by the beginning of the monitoring and evaluation. What is the monitoring and evaluation? When you will use it, live examples, and a lot of things will be inside it. Okay, so we will start right now. We will give 1 minute. So maybe some participant will be joined because we already sent them the link. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, I will start by you, not by me. I will ask you, everyone, to give me an idea about what is monitoring and evaluation, what you think about it, what do you know about it. So we will start one by one, and after that, we will explain everything and we will correct what will yeah. So starting by Mr. Omar, welcome, and what do you think about monitoring and evaluation, what their work and what they are doing, and if you can explain to us.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Okay. Experience. It's usually your employees, team working under you. You would monitor them, and you would evaluate them one by one. And they have negative or anything, just go and see how you could correct them, whether it's through training or so it's just basically making your team better, like monitoring what you could correct, what you could do better.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. I think I have a problem with the internet. So yeah, Mr. Omar, you done or not yet?
Oh yeah, sorry about the sound quality earlier, by the way.
Okay, thank you. So let's go ahead to Salar. What do you think about monitoring and evaluation? Salar, you hear me? Don't think he's hearing me. Okay, so let's jump to Saja. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
I
evening.
think the evaluation is in a project that is maybe in time for concentrate specifically on whether the outcomes and impact is in the same track of the program and have been achieved the full image for any project that we put it. I think something like that.
Okay. Thank you. Let's jump to Hassan. Are you available? Hind, please go ahead because I don't think Hassan is available.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I think the monitoring is watching the activities on the ground and also the employees as well.
Okay.
What they are doing, collecting all the informations, putting in sort of report, then evaluate this information by the outcome that we actually put it at the first place when we planning for the projects and also planning for the target for each employee. So the evaluation process give us the conclusions between what
Okay, I think the volume is cut down, but I hear everything from you. It was a full answer. Thank you. Let's go with Amna.
Hi everyone. I think it's monitor and track the team and their work and evaluate it to make it better.
Okay, that's good answer. Thank you. Nadine.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hello. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure because you had problems understanding me yesterday, as I remember. Okay, so monitoring usually happens throughout the course of a project to see if we actually are achieving what we are aiming to achieve. I mean, before we start the project, we should define what should be our outcome, our output, what will be our indicators to measure those. And the monitoring during the project should help us to see if we're actually on track. The evaluation usually takes place after the project is finalized to see exactly what did we achieve, how we did achieve it, and most importantly, to generate recommendations and or lessons learned for the next project. That's it.
Thank you. Okay. Who's not okay? Salar, is your volume is okay? Is your mic is good? Salar? Okay. Hand already. Hassan, Amna, Nadine, Salar. Okay. So let's jump to our definition for monitoring and evaluation, and after that I will give you a brief about that. Okay, so monitoring is a routine process of data collection and measurement of progress. Routine. What that mean, routine? Routine is something happen usually, something you will do it maybe on daily basis, maybe on weekly basis, maybe on monthly basis. So the idea of routine says something will happen usually. Let's keep that in our mind. So monitoring is ongoing. The monitoring phase, it is started from the beginning of the, part of it will be in the beginning of the implementation of the project, and the other part of it will be on the ending of the project, which will be the project closure and these type of things, because it will be in the monitoring report. So monitoring is a routine process. So the process is, so let's talk about the process. The process is, I will go gather the data, and we will talk about the data and the validity of the data and these type of things. I will go gather the data of what I have achieved, and we will go by the outcome and the output. But we are starting, let's say, by one. what I have achieved. For example, I'm giving a training for 10 people right now, or 8 people, or 5 people. So how I can be sure that the trainer give a training for 8 people? Okay, so there should be a papers, there should be attendance sheet, there should be monitoring list. Okay, so I should gather the information and measure it with something called you measure it on 2 things. The indicators that let you select the beneficiaries on some criteria and some details, and the other part of it is the target, and we will talk about that one by one. So monitoring, always keep in your mind, is the routine process. Monitoring always happen. So there is a mix of something inside the organization on the NGO. When they hire someone, they put them as monitoring and evaluation. And he is new, he is, let's say, have a 1 or 2 or 3 years of experience. So he thinking or she thinking that they are working on evaluation part, which is evaluation part is totally different. Let's keep in our mind. Evaluation happened after the project. 1. Sometimes in the project, this is some other term, we will talk about it, but this tool is not used by the monitoring people, but by the project management or the program management to measure something. But overall, the evaluation is evaluating the impact of the project, and sometimes the outcome depend on the request of the donor or the request of the management or the HQ of the organization to check if that project, let's say, did what is exactly it intended to do. This is the idea. Okay, in the monitoring, you are gathering the information. In the evaluation, you will not use it. So keep in your mind, if you, let's say, if you are a monitoring and evaluation officer, manager, or whatever, you will not use the evaluation part. You will not be evaluator. Evaluator is a consultant people, third-party consulting firm. Sometimes they came and they check, they measure what happened, what is the effect of your project or of your program on the field. And sometimes it is happen mainly a country level or community level. You can call it an impact things. And we will talk about that. And we will talk also about the RBM. So let's keep in our mind, your first step, and let's say, if we are talking about monitoring and evaluation, your first step, always the monitoring. The monitoring is gathering the information, measuring it with your target, with your objective, with your output, and check if you reach the target. Sometimes check if your staff is doing well in the field, because also you will evaluate your staff depend on their work. Okay, you ask them to distribute 1,000 food parcels, but they didn't, let's say one person distribute 700 and the other people only distribute 300. So also you can check the performance evaluation by monitoring your staff, and there's a lot of things about that. We will talk about that. Yeah, so monitoring, keep it in your mind, is a routine process. Evaluation is the use of social research method to systematically investigate achievement of a program result. So let me explain it. After the project done, there's a lot of cases, but let's keep it simple. After the project done, I will come to you and ask you to evaluate the project. What is the meaning of the evaluate the project? Okay, there is internal evaluation. You will do it with your staff and everything. This is different, but evaluation is checking if the impact happened in the society. How I can check that? Maybe I will do an assessment. Maybe I will talk with the people. And also I will take all your output and your outcome from the project. So this is the idea. I will come to evaluate. Always, let not say always, because there is not absolute law in the world. So let's say 90% of the evaluator will come from outside your organization, and they are third party. They are not from the donor, and they are not from your organization. You will contract with them to check about the project result or the program result, and it is impact or it is outcome. Okay, so keep that in your mind. Evaluation is different, but there is also, we said there's an evaluation for the project managers or for the programmers manager. We will talk about that later. This is a totally different thing, and we will talk about it. Okay, so gathering the data, which is data collection, and we'll talk about the type of data. And after that, measure it and measure the progress of it and see if it is reached the objective. Are we good right now? Okay. Then jump to next. Okay, so here are some questions. What is the purpose of carrying out M&E? Who need use the M&E information? Who carries out the M&E? So, as we have a little, not a lot of people as a participant, I will ask you to join to answer me each one. Starting by Amna, the first one.
I think it's about the big companies need to M&E, or the organizations to monitor and evaluate their work.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Hassan, or you only type. So let's go with hand. Second one.
I think the evaluation report must go actually to the program manager. And of course, with the head of mission, of course,
Okay.
to see the results of the implementation.
Okay, great. And Nadine, third one. Nadine, the third one. You hear me?
Hello. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. M&E should be carried out by a separate M&E unit. This unit should be actually independent from like the project team. It should be like an external unit who do realize the M&E of a project.
And fourth one will be Omar.
Okay. So, as we know, it is very important, which would be like a help to managers, planners, and the people who make all the policies in order to get the information and understand what they need to make for the important decisions about like all the programs. And so it helps you identify the main use of resources.
Okay. So, and thank you, Mr. Omar. Sajja, fifth one.
When should M&E be carried out? I think it's not after project finish, must be monitored and evaluated, not just for the staff from inside, but for the general vision for the project from outside, the impact of environment,
for the other clients, the vision of the donors, if that be as full image come true according to the plan. I think something like that.
Okay. Thank you for answering, guys. So what is the purpose of carrying out the M&E? Let's focus on that. This is most important things. So I'm giving you money. I'm the donor. How I can be sure that you spent the money in correct way? That's one thing. There's a lot of reasons. Okay. So to check that, you said I will, let's say, give 5,000 water boxes. How I should know that? How let's say, I can be sure that you already distribute that number of the water boxes. So there is a monitoring report. This monitoring report, the staff doing it, they call the people, did you receive the water? And they said, okay, yeah, we received. Did you receive the cash? And they told them, yeah, we receive it or not receive it. Did you get this something from us? And they said, okay, we receive it. So that one thing will go from the monitoring department to the program, and the program will send it in their report to the donors. And sometimes when the auditor came focused on, let's say, there is some financial auditors and there's other program auditor when it comes to the evaluation, and depend on the organizations and depend on the project they are done. The more you going with the, let's say, a government donors, as we mentioned, not all of you was in the proposal, sorry. As we mentioned in the proposal training, which is, there is a two types of, let's say, of giving the help or giving the aid. There is a grant and there is a donation. The donation, I will not ask you for anything for it, but the grant, I will ask you for something to do for me. One thing, and there's a lot of regulation. So the more you are going with government parties, the more you will see more need for this paper, more need for the monitoring rule, more need for the monitoring sheet, more need for the attendance list, because that all, you know, bureaucratic things. That one thing. The other thing, okay. I was a program manager. I was managing 8 projects. Each project from different donor. Focus on that. Each one have a different indicators and different output and objective and goals and these type of, because they are different. Yeah. So how I can make sure my staff reach the exact target in the date or the timeline or the period that I planned to do. Let's say I have to distribute 1,000 NFI per month. So my project is 6 months, so I will distribute, let's say, 5,000 or 4,000 NFI kits. If there is any late or any, let's say, risk happen or something happen to the staff, or they have a low performance, it will affect my project, and on the end result, it will affect my program. So why I need always the monitoring part in my project, to monitoring where I'm at, to see what is my achievement, to see the result of my work, and also to verify that we already done this work. Okay. And who need use the monitoring and evaluation information? This is depend on your position. If you are assistant, your manager, your officer, if you are in monitoring and evaluation, will need it, and the program officer or the program manager will need it. And some head of mission, they are involved in the program, but they should not. They should be on the overall operational things. And the program manager, the donor will need it from him, and the donor will someone in the government or something will need it from him. So it's something like that. So who's carry out the M&E? it is the M&E department. And we said there is some resources like you will need outside resources in the EE part. How is M&E carried out? That we will talk about that in next slides. When should M&E carried out? And that we will talk about it in intensive things and a lot of example about that. Okay. So here's the answer, which is I put it to you here. Improve program implementation, inform future programming, inform stakeholders, which is as we already mentioned about that. No need to back on it. Who will need it? As we said, what is your place on the organization? You will need this information. Okay. Who will conduct it? I'm going fast by this one because I already explained everything for you. So how is it carried out? It's carried out by this leveling, program framework, analyzing and systematic layout, program element, identifying key element, etc. So here it will lead us to something. We'll talk about it here right now. I will give you. So there is this approach, and there is other approach called. If anyone know what I mean by this, raise your hand and tell me what I mean by LFA or BCM. Or BCM. Okay, Saja, go ahead.
LFA, I don't know the meaning, but PCM's approach, project control management, I think is
Okay.
shortcut for project control management. LFA, I don't have any idea about it.
Omar?
Yes. It's the logical framework analysis.
Okay. Thank you, Omar. Let's see who's next. Who have idea about that? So LFA mean logical framework approach. Okay. What is the logical framework approach does it have? What do you think? And who created it? The logical framework is created by generally it is I think USAID in 70s or 80s they created, and the idea about it is there is a logical framework for the project. On the other hand, the BCM, which is a project cycle management, it contains 5 levels. Okay, the first one is, I will explain it, let's say easier. It is your idea about the project. And after you have the idea and you got the researches and you got the assessment, you go to the next part, which is the planning. Okay. And in the planning, it is the proposal phase. And you know, a proposal will have a lot of things, especially the action plan and the M&E plan and these type of things. And after that, you have the implementation. And after that, you have the monitoring and the project management and the program management for the BMI. They call it not the monitoring and evaluation, they call it monitoring and control phase. And on the end, project closure. So it is initiate, project initiate, but I will call it the idea, plan, implement, double M, I think. Yeah. And what that mean, and I will talk with you about it more in deep. Project closure. So the idea here, and let's put it here, something like that. That also the same, project closure. So here's lead out with something important. What is the difference between the program and the project? If you can answer this, raise your hand. What is the difference between program and the project? Very easy question, simple question. Okay, so Omar raising his hand, only Omar. Yeah, so let give you some insight about this. Okay, anyone working in a program, he know that when you are a program manager, you are managing a multiple project, which is multiple project. You can call them a program, but the idea is bigger. The idea is program, he will start the project from the idea, which is the assessment, the proposal, the hiring, the procurement, and the logistic, the implementation, and this it is the project manager. He will come and do the implementation, the monitoring and evaluation, and the closure. So he will see the overall aspect of the project, from its idea and assessment and visibility and the proposal and hiring. He will hire the program, he will hire the project manager. So the program is bigger than the project. It is something everybody know about it. It is bigger. And there is a program manager and there's a programs manager, some organization call it, which is someone who is managing a multiple programs. And there's portfolio manager, which is multiple program, and you manage as a portfolio manager. But when you will talk with someone working in a project, and when you're explaining that to him for the cycle and the BCM, you will understand only the part inside this one, which is the objective inside this one. Keep that in your mind. You will think only here. I'm always saying, if you want to teach someone how to build a project, you should already build the project before. If you are an employee in the project or staff in a project, you cannot say, I can help you building a project. Not like that. So the idea here, when you are coming as a program and you told the people, okay, the first part is the idea, we will do the assessment and we will do the proposal and we will hire the project manager. So the program is multiple project. Also, the program have the three, they call it the whole grill, which is, can I draw a triangle here? No. Okay, let's keep it like that. So it is a set of activity that run within time and within cost and on a scope. So this is the project. And that will lead us to quality. I will not go further by that, but we will talk about that when we will need it. So the idea here, as we said, the program contains more projects, but it is bigger in the idea because you will establish everything in the project. Even you will hire the project manager. Keep that in your mind because we will need it. The LFA approach, which is as we said here, the LFA approach is generally you will work it here and the proposal part and the planning part, because you will say, I will have to put the target, I will have to put the, let's say, the mean amplification and everything. We will talk about that in full scope. Okay, so we will back to our presentation and we will continue and we will back to that. Okay, so the framework is the frame. So what is the framework? The framework is look like when you are seeing a picture and there's a frame around it. This is a frame you will put yourself as a system you will do. So analyze and systematically lay out a program element. So what is my program element? Okay, what is the main program element in any program? If anyone can tell me one in the chat. Yes? What is the main program element? Or the common program element? Silence. Okay. Yeah, between you write it. Okay, so program should have a recruitment phase, one. I will not say it by sequence. Target phase, baseline, reporting, for example, cycle, implementation details, which is the objective and other details that you will do, the activity, all of the things that you know it is, you can back it to the program, but you will put a frame. Okay. And the M&E, what they will do, they will check out each one. Okay, I said I have to bring a toothbrush for 1,000 school student. So the M&E, they will check out how many toothbrush they distributed already. Identify key element to monitor and evaluate. Determine and describe the measures to be. So the measurement always by even numbers, our quality, our quantity information, our data. And also you have something called indicator, which we will talk about that deeper. Okay. So program framework is a systematic layout of the program element and by showing what the program plan to do and achieve. That systematic. So when I say systematic, it should be there's a table. Okay, there's a table and there's objective, and the objective is already written down. So the framework, which is the frame that the overall work will be inside it, not outside it. Okay, your point will be inside it. Layout of the program element and path, your road. Look like, if you want to talk about corporate work or any general work, you call it the vision. The vision of the project. I wanted to achieve this objective. I wanted to achieve these goals. I wanted to achieve this vision after I'm completing my project. Your vision inside it. Okay, systematic layout of the program element and path showing what the program plans to do and achieve. So the activity and your output and the outcome, and yeah. Is it clear? This is very important part if we focus on it. And I'm always saying our first lecture it always be only the beginning, because if we want to connect furthermore the advanced one, it will be hard to understand all the terms and the shortcut and the thing that we will do. Okay. Yes, clear? Clear. So it is your plan, but the plan have point, you have it on the table, and you know the end of the road, what is the effectiveness of this. So if you wanted to reach this effectiveness or this impact, you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the activity. Okay, and as we said, we will talk about that. No, that one I will not talk about that. We'll talk about the result framework. This approach. Okay. You know, each organization, they have their own approach. Okay. What that mean? Some organization, they are using LFA. Some other organization, they are using RFA. So it is totally different from each organization to each organization. Even the monitoring kit or monitoring kit, it is sometimes different. Okay, I'm dealing with the BMZ. Their monitoring kit is very bigger than the USAID. So each donor and each organization or agency, which is the GA, they have their own different approach inside when they are doing the monitoring work. Okay, so here we are talking about the result framework, which is you will go one by one. Let's focus on it. And so strategies, what's the meaning of strategies? Strategies mean if I wanted to reach, let's say you are on the next building. If I want to reach you, I should have a strategy. But sometimes we don't think about it because we have something called the knowledge map when you are a kid, and it is growing and growing with you. So your strategy to reach me, you have to go down by the stairs, you have to open the door, you have to knock the door or ring the bell and enter the house and going up the stairs and reaching to me. This is the strategies that you are doing. The tactics you are doing. Okay, the movement that you are doing, that they call it strategies. Strategies is something you do ahead. You do it in the present for the future, not for the past. Okay, you are moving ahead. This is the strategies, but it should be planned. Okay, keep that in your mind. Another term, there's the RBM, which is we will let's say adopt, but as I told you, there is no absolute law. We will adopt the RBM, which is result-based management, and they have something common here. Yeah, so strategies, and you go up to immediate result. Okay, I have 10 students, 10 people, 10 staff. I'm giving a lecture, for example. My strategy to let the information reach you is 1, 2, 3, 4. First of all, I have to do the evaluation. Second of all, I have to give some terms. And after that, checking the knowledge. And after that, these strategies. And on the end, for example, I will give you on this lecture, I will give you some skills. So there is immediate result. The immediate result increase in capacity. And increase, for example, increase the number of the certificate you have, for example, increase in the knowledge. So this is the immediate strategy, immediate result, intermediate result, sorry. And after that, the strategic objective. See, the overall term of the strategic objective, which is SO, we use in our programming called goal. And for immediate result, we call it objective. Remember, goal is bigger than objective on the programming cycle. Okay, remember that. When I say goal, goal is something strategic, will happen if we combine some objective. Goal is about outcome. And immediate result or objective, it is about output. Keep that in your mind, and we will explain that output and outcome and everything. Okay, so this approach is strategies, intermediate result, strategic objective, which is the goal, and impact. Remember, impact is impact on the society. Impact is not happen for one person. Impact always happen with the bigger project to make the change. Anything create the change inside the society, you can call it impact. Okay, keep that in your mind because there is a, yeah. Okay, so this is the idea here, what we are talking about. So if we say, I want to bring generators, electrical generators for Al Mosul, for example, and for a Gayar, I will bring 20 generators. So what is my intermediate result? You hear me, guys? If I bring 20 generators inside area, or let's say in Gayar, for example, what is my intermediate result? What do you think? Raise your hand and tell me what is my intermediate result. Guys, you hear me well or not? And you hear me? If you hear me, tell me, if I bring 20 generators for a society or for a place, what is my intermediate result?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay. I think it was some problem with the internet, but I don't know. Yeah. So the idea here is I'm bringing 20 generators in a place. As we mentioned, Gayara, for example, and Al Mosul. What is my intermediate result when I bring these generators for this community?
I think you will provide with good electricity to them, so you will make good impact on the social level. And
talking about intermediate result, not strategic objective.
To be honest, the sound was not good when you explaining the impact.
Okay, sorry.
Strategic. That's why I cannot now, let's say, give you the results on each level.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, so when I said, but you have, guys, you have to inform me when the internet is unstable. So I have to repeat it. Okay, so when I said here is intermediate result, which is something that happen when you've done your strategies, when you're done from your activity, which is sometimes we call it the objectives. On other part, we have the goals and the strategic objective. There's something, there's a goal, I should reach it after I'm doing my activity, and after I'm doing these 3 activities, the end goal will be this one. And for the impact, it is the effectiveness of the project or of the program on the society or on the community. So the impact not happen in all the project. Okay, keep that in your mind. It happen on some project. But right now I have a question. If I bring a power generators in area, okay, and it was 20 generators. When I turn it on, what is my intermediate result? Raise your hand if you know the answer. Yeah, go ahead, Saja.
First of all, motor generator, that will mean they will the electricity will reach to each home in this area. You according to the intermediate result, you will increase the quality of their life. Maybe you transfer from one bad level to good level by living. You will prevent them from so many disease that could be happen to them because of the heatness or something like that. So the final result from giving motor generator that you will provide to improve their life. I think so.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Saja. Yeah, so let's say Amna, you raise your hand. Just go ahead.
Well, I want to say what Saja said, but Saja said everything.
Okay, great. So my intermediate result, in the training, you will gain some knowledge or some skills. But it is easier when we are saying about power generators because you will see the light. The result is there is some improvement in their, let's say, in the electricity in the area. We have light over there. And this is the basic. The intermediate result is, let's say, the basics output from the project. But if I wanted to say it for bigger term, which is strategic objective, now Al Gayyara area have a power, so their life is improved and they can achieve what we ask them for. Maybe we can make a meeting with them by Zoom and everything. So it is improvement in their life. But if I bring 100 generators, maybe you can call it impact. Okay, because it will be affect a society or full community. Okay, this is the idea here, but we will talk deeper again about these type of things. Okay, so keep that IR, sub-IR, and SO. Okay, this is the term that used in result framework, the RFA approach. And this is example, okay? So here you can say, I think the internet is not stable. Yeah, so the goal is reduced fertility. The SO strategic objective increase FE use the improved FB or RH practice. This is a health project. I was writing it. Increase the availability of education, community mobilization, implement mass media strategy, mobilize opinion. So this is the thing that you will do to reach this point. And overall, after 4 or 5 points, which is the objective, you will reach the strategic objective. And after that, you reach the impact, which is the goal. But keep in your mind, not every project have impact. I'm always saying that. Keep it in your mind. Okay. So train service provider. So after you train them, increase the quality of FB consulting, counseling for and services for, let's say, for this disease, for example. So this is the idea. Let's say increase the level of the skills of the let's say healthcare providers, for example, and improved practice, and after that reduce. So it is the effect of the project, but there is intermediate effects. So if we say it like that, This is the small one or the basic one. And I will ask you to take a screenshot. Okay. And I will ask you to do one for me, the basic one in Excel, and send it to me. I will do an Telegram group, and I will ask, this is your homework for tomorrow, for after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. So you will do a basic logic model, which is contain input, implementation, outcome. So first of all, before we, okay, go ahead and take the screenshot or the photo for it. You hear me, guys? Okay, the sound is break up. You hear me? Yeah. So this is, you will write it down. I will ask it you to provide it the day after tomorrow. By Excel, you do it. Keep in your mind, input is your resource. Your laptop, your money, your resources, your staff, your curriculum, your materials. This is the input. Implementation, which is the activity you will do, it will lead that to output. And there is immediate and intermediate and long term, which is the long term, you can call it the SO. This is the base one, the basic one. I want you to do one in Excel and send it to me in the group that we will do via Telegram. If anyone have a question about this, we have a 2 minute to go ahead. For the people who's in the proposal, we will do our training tomorrow. We will not consider it only 1 hour. It will pass because we will have more activities and we will be more deeper in our training. Okay, if you have any question, go ahead, raise your hand and I will be glad to answer. And if not, we will say goodbye and everyone will have a great day.
Excuse me, can you repeat the homework?
Yeah, the homework is only you copy that by Excel. Okay, you create something like that. Problem,
Okay.
input, implementation, outcome. Take a photo and write it down in Excel. Anyone have a question? You asked to make the input and the implementation, but no, I don't want you to put anything, only copy that right now. Tomorrow, oh, after tomorrow, homework will be asked for a project and other with its details. Okay, okay, guys. Saja, Rafa, is it already?
Sorry, just we copy the same model for this one, or
this
we
one,
make any problem?
No, copy it on.
Okay.
Only copy it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we are only on the first step. Yeah. Okay. So take care, guys, and see you tomorrow. We will be in one group, and this group will be for sending your homework and your certificate and other details. It will be by Telegram, and we will add everyone by it. Have a great evening and take care, everybody. Thanks, Em. Thank you, guys.